Come back to Ruck and Roll, and man, what a game between Ireland and Samoa. I must tell you, these Pacific Island teams are just showing what they're made of, and I think we're going to have some surprises in this World Cup. What I love about the Pacific Island teams is their defense is outstanding at the moment. We've seen the likes of Fiji, very good defense, but Samoa for me even more so. After watching this game against Ireland, I think probably Samoa is looking in better form to me at this point in time. Their tackling was outstanding. Their scrums, their set pieces was amazing. It was really good, guys. And just generally the total backline versus forward game was very good. You know, they played their Islander type style, running off each other's shoulders, the offloads, your typical type Islander type style game. But man, as this team improved in their set pieces and being able to play it up front. Let's quickly look at the two teams. Yeah, guys, so if we look at the team still, from an Ireland point of view, many of their big players there. As you can see as I scroll through their team, there's a lot of big names that was in the team. It's not like it was a B team as such. There was a few guys that's not here, but for the most part, they had their full team. And Samoa also, obviously, I don't know all these players, but man, are they going to make name for themselves in this World Cup if they keep playing the way they do. It was a fabulous game to watch. But let's look at the highlights, and I'll talk you through what happened in the game. So, guys, I have to tell you, the highlights does not do the game justice. 9 minutes into the game, there's a lot of the stuff they don't show in the highlights that I will try and just tell you what happened if you didn't watch the game and just give my commentary on it. 9 minutes into the game, Jimmy O'Brien scores the first try. So let's have a look at this. And what you'll see here, everything here was made by Jack Crowley. He made me think a bit of Sexton in the way he thought of this kick. I think Sexton would have done something very similar, putting it on the foot and pinpoint into that space, for Mac Hansen. It was a very, very beautiful kick, and he saw the space out wide, the vision. The kick was outstanding. You can't ask for a better kick. And there's no way you're going to stop Mac Hansen from there. We know the type of tries that this guy has scored before. But clearly he just decided to pass it back in. I don't know why he just didn't go for the corner. There was, to me, no chance that he wouldn't make it. But at the end, getting the first try on the board very early in the game for O'Brien. And, it looks good, yeah. It's 9 minutes in. Ireland looks like the Ireland we know. The Ireland from last year versus the All Blacks. But not quite the case as we go on in the game. From there, what I found is, you could not say that Samoa wasn't in the game after that. They just came back. They played some beautiful rugby, running type rugby. But also very physical up front, man. The tackles that they were putting in, some of those tackles were mammoth. These guys are big boys, and man, they're looking like they got so much better structure. Hey guys, and then in the 36 minutes, the strangest thing, we've got Ireland kind of like, on the attack. They're back on the attack. It was a close game back and forth, but towards the end, you see Ireland's on the attack. You think Ireland's going to score. They get a ball out. They want to send it out wide. They're trying to send it through the hands in the blind side. So you can see it looks like they're totally on the attack. Maybe that pass should have just been a bit sharper. But yeah, bounces off his face, and there he goes. And immediately the referee says, the commentator says, the referee didn't call it as a knock on. He keeps going, obviously enough pace, goes for a right through, and goes and scores this crazy try. Very interesting decision for me, but I'm learning, like I've not seen this happen so much. But yeah, then going through for the try, and then I think this changed a lot for Samoa, because at this point they were definitely in the game. It was 35 minutes in. Ireland was ahead only by 7. But this kind of changed the momentum a bit, and it made the momentum shift a bit from here, scoring this try, and then being right back into this game, even Stevens at this point in time. Masupuanga puts through the conversion, and you'd think, okay, that's probably first off, and the next thing they get a scrum. And man, does Samoa scrum I've never seen like a Samoa scrum this well. They've obviously been working at their set piece, but against a team like Ireland, it looked like they were walking with Ireland of the scrum. They just totally collapsed that scrum, just walked over the guys. They pushed them over so well, and there they suddenly have another penalty within kicking distance. Super puts it through, and suddenly they are ahead 13-7 half-time for Samoa. And they were ahead 10-7 half-time for Samoa. Okay, so we move on. Second half starts, guys, and we got another penalty goes Samoa's way, and suddenly they're 13-7 ahead. And I'm like, whoa, okay, we've got a game on our hands. At this point, we'd known England had lost, South Africa had beaten New Zealand, so a lot of England losing to Fiji. You kind of felt, okay, this could be an upset week. Here comes another one. So from there, what happens is, in the 51st minute, and I've got to tell you, Ireland had a hard time. So you can see it's a maul. Ireland deciding, they're looking at the numbers, deciding, oh, they're going to go blindside, which made a lot of sense. I don't know why Samoa was so flat here. They still had a lot of cross defense, but being so flat, getting that ball out quickly, and then basically running towards the corner. Stockdale runs it out wide, and what he does so well is he gets that kick in. It was very intelligent of him to get that kick back in, because there was still a good cross defense from Samoa, and they both chase up. The ball bounces well for him, and Ireland is right back into it. It was a really, really good move, going blindside, and then it was very clever from him to get that kick in. But again, I mean, yeah, now the game goes on, and you thought, okay, yes, it's Ireland is going to start cranking it up, but they don't really, because then they only score again within 10 minutes, and on the 64th minute they score. So they did score again and hit back, but it was, man, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't get shown, that wasn't shown in the highlights that happened. The once there was a kick through, and Samoa almost had the try. There was quite a few opportunities right through the game where Samoa could have scored had the ball bounced a little differently. So it was still a very, very close game. Let's go into the next try then. So it's the 63rd minute. We've got Samoa ahead by 1, and Ireland goes to what they trust works for them, to the set piece, to the line out. And I've got to tell you, right through this game, Samoa was outstanding in stopping the rolling maul. Ireland couldn't really move the rolling maul. And as you can see here again, struggling to get that momentum in the rolling maul. I mean, it's really, really, the game that I watched here from Samoa, they were outstanding on the day. But eventually, the rolling maul get its momentum. It peels away, and we see Ireland starts getting that momentum in that rolling maul. And then they started walking with it a bit. Samoa couldn't get back quick enough, and then eventually peeling away and making the decision to take a run for the line. Now I do this in slow motion just to show you exactly from a slow motion point of view how it kept peeling away, and then eventually we see Herring going over for that try. And that was important for them, because at that point in time it was still super close, man. Yeah, and then from there, Jack Crowley misses the kick, and the game finishes at 17-13. Not a great performance from Ireland at all. Going into the World Cup as number ones in the world, Samoa ran them in close. And you could hear it even from the crowd, obviously neutral crowd in France. But actually, I was shocked the boos that Ireland was getting from, whomever was watching. I guess might be a lot of French supporters. There was a lot of booing going on because Ireland was running down the clock, and I was like, wow, number one in the world, and people are booing them like this. It was quite a shocker. But yeah, I mean, if I look at the game from an Ireland point perspective, I like what Crowley did. Crowley had an outstanding game. I love these little kicks that he was giving through everywhere. And now with Sexton not being there, I think Crowley's starting to stand in, as that second option very well. And I love the type of game that he also plays and how much kicking he puts on the bird. That really put the Samoans on the back foot quite often, because the Samoans started really, getting some good ball out with the back line and having some good runs. But then with their defense being up so much, you often see that Ireland get those little kicks through. And Crowley was instrumental, I think, in that. And he's, for me, part of the big reason that Ireland eventually could win this game, because he with those kicks kept Samoa under pressure all the time. Something that England lacked. They need someone to be a good kicker for England, if I had to say. That's one of the things with England. I mean, Samoa, outstanding. Just the way that they play as a team, how good they were in the set pieces. Scrums, outstanding. Their scrums looking very good. Their line-outs, decent. Their rolling maul defense is outstanding. Like, really, really, they are world-class at the moment with their set pieces, their rolling mauls, all of that. They never had this. Papasua, the coach from Samoa, has really done a good job with this team to start getting, you know, their forward type game really, really good. Yeah, and then obviously they still play their very expansive backline type game. They still try and keep it loose as much as possible. When I'm saying keeping it loose, they play a much more structured game for me at the moment than Fiji does. And I think they could really, you know, surprise us with some wins against bigger teams the way that they've played today. So guys, let's just quickly have a look at the pools. I thought I'd just look at this pool where we've got Samoa in. Now, yeah, well, I mean, after this, the poor performance from England, you know, you have to start asking, doesn't Samoa have a good opportunity to be the team, the second team that goes through in this tournament? You know, I think they can even give Argentina a go. It's a tough pool, man. Japan's also in there, you know. But for me, I think really like the chances that Samoa can get out of this pool is really good. And England is really up for it in this World Cup. Anyway, guys, 12 days to go before the World Cup starts. I'm super excited. I'll be reacting to all these videos, giving you my feedback as I've done in this video. If you're watching this the first time and you enjoyed what you watch now, just hit the subscribe button, please. Then it means it recommends it on your homepage, and you'll know when my next video comes out. I appreciate you. Bye.